Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. You are very welcome to this Telin Insights session. I'll be handing over the microphone to Eric shortly, but first, thank you very much for joining us today, and thank you to Telin for sponsoring this discussion. Anybody who is joining this live stream virtually can add in any comments or questions using the Q&A box below. Eric, that's all from me. Over to you.
Thank you, Eva, and good seeing you again. Guys out there, welcome to this to the Care Community webinar live here, sponsored by Telin. I'm delighted on behalf of the Care Community to have keynote speaker Deniar from Telin and panelists Alpha, Florin, and Sami here today with me. Today we're going to discuss about tackling the internet security threat in the digital transformation. We will start the session with the keynote presentation by Deniar from Telin, and afterwards we're going to bridge this in the interactive panel. So let me quickly introduce everyone. Deniar, please.
Hi. Hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Deniar, VP of the Product Management of Telin. I run the product in Telin from wholesale, carrier to enterprise, including for the security services that we provide to in our network and to our customer. I directly engage and lead for the product improvement and product development for the security itself. So yeah.
Okay, thank you, Deniar, and good having you here. And we're going to listen to your keynote speak afterwards. But first, let's go to Alpha. Alpha, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you. Hello, my name is Alpha. I'm cybersecurity consultant and pen tester from DigiServe. DigiServe is a Telin partner which engages in managed service like SD1, cloud, and cybersecurity.
Okay, thank you, Alpha. Let's go to Sami. Welcome, Sami.
Hi, Eric. Hi, everyone. Thank you for inviting me. I'm Sami Said from Twins Telecom, and I'm the security director with Twins Telecom from since 2015. So I will be talking about cybersecurity and security threats in the digital era.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sami, and good having you. But last but not least, Florin, how are you?
Good morning, everyone, and good afternoon. Florin Amsu here. I'm a senior product manager with iBasis, and I lead the security developments between iBasis.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, and also welcome, Florin. So, gentlemen, and ladies and gentlemen out there, now we're going to listen to the keynote speak from Deniar from Telin. So, Deniar, the floor is yours, and just take it away.
Okay, thank you. So, yep, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I'm Deniar, a VP product of Telin. Today, I would like to share a little bit what we experience and what we see when we are handling the global internet as well as the security from our side, especially Telin is taking care for the 70 to 80% of the internet traffic to Indonesia. So we see a lot of traffic increase during the pandemic, in which it enforced us, all of us, as we aware together that it drives us to the digital transformation. Most of it we come share what we see, and maybe which I believe is also relevant what happened in the global today. Okay, first is for some of you that haven't heard Telin before. Telin is the international arm of the Telkom Indonesia. Telkom Indonesia is the biggest and the largest provider and telecommunication in Indonesia. Telin itself is have more than 10 global offices, which just opened it in London. Also, we have a new office also in Dubai, and we have the capability we present in the network, the 99 of presence in 28 countries, and we have a 22 data center, 5 in global and 17 in Indonesia, which is our value proposition on the data center in Indonesia, especially to help more for the customer that require more distributed data center, especially for the era of 5G, IoT, and Edge. And we have our own submarine cable, about 207 kilometers, which is about a 5 times Earth circumference. And of course, we are carrying, because we are Telin is carrying majority internet traffic to Indonesia. We carry about 16 terabit per second of the global internet traffic. And our customer portfolio is from wholesale, carrier, as well as the enterprise. In the group, we also have retail on the Indonesia or the domestic side. We carry about 170 million eyeballs from Indonesia. And Telin, as part of Telkom Group, we have also Telkomsel, our mobile company or sister company, which is all of us carry about 70% of share of the Indonesia eyeballs. And also we have some recognition from the global. I would not talk a lot about this. And this is Telin. For the next slide I will share about what we see during the pandemic. In the last 2 years, we also aware that nobody prepared enough for the pandemic, as well as a telco. Not so many telco also prepare good enough to face the pandemic, especially when there is a change of behavior shifted from the offline to online. More people are doing remote working. More people are doing working from home, school from home, and most, due to the pandemic situation, we do everything now online from home. If you see on this left side, pandemic contribute significant significant growth of our traffic, about 84%, which usually in normal condition, year per year, we only about have 43%. It double compared with the normal situation. And if we see during the pandemic, this is all the data from our internal. We see a lot of people, the traffic growing from the video streaming. Of course, most of you maybe have more time to see Netflix, to watch YouTube. But the interesting is second part is most about the 2 to 3 times traffic increase because the purpose of working from home. We see a lot of traffic to video conference, collaboration tools, and as well as to all the VPN and internal resources to the enterprise internal resources. That one is coming from gaming and also e-commerce. What we see also on the this significant traffic increase, we also see a lot. It comes a lot of attack trend, which is when we see in our most of our customer for the big enterprise during the pandemic, they get attacked 24 times higher during the pandemic, and 5 times about number of attack, as well as for the small enterprise. So by having this, the increase of significant of the traffic, it comes also trigger attack. When we see the high amount of the attack, where we're coming from, we see it's coming from the global actually. That's why in our group company, when we talk about the security, they also need to align with the Telin as a part of international arm. That's why they position Telin also involved on the security, because the attack is mostly coming from the outside, from Indonesia. Means what? Means more online activity, it triggers more bandwidth internet. Also, we see new application, apps coming during the pandemic. More people doing the online transaction, more people doing financial transaction also online, shopping, gaming, everything. And also happen on the enterprise. The habit of changing of the working from home, it also trigger a lot of remote access to enterprise resource. So people, they are more likely accessing the enterprise application from internet from home. Means that more exposure and trigger higher potential for being attacked. That's what we see based on what our data, what they gather from the internet, that we carry about 60 tera traffic to Indonesia. It also comes a challenge for the carrier for all of us in the global. I share you what's happened with Telin when we are having first period of the pandemics. When the traffic increase, we need more bandwidth and resource also to be secured. The three streetlife strategy that also maybe happen in a lot of carrier. First is about how we can secure the capacity, especially during this pandemic. A lot of physical activity delayed, so it also impact on the capacity to the global. So what Telin do is we keep expand and acquire more cables. We still keep expand for more capacity and diversity. Why? Because to secure the traffic is not only about getting a bigger capacity, it also requires the redundancy or diversity. Because if there's a cable cut, it takes 3 to 6 months to repair. And if only rely on some cables, means that for us, the internet can push to blackout. Second is when we talk about previously Indonesia, especially we only rely on the one gateway, which is from Batam to Singapore. If you see on the west side here, okay, what the strategy we are doing is we try to expand to another gateway to the east side of Indonesia. Maybe if you are coming from the Asia region, you may be already aware about Singapore as the one of the hub of Southeast Asia. What we are doing is we're trying to have a diversity. Okay, so when we also in the carrier side see that geographical also become a threat if we don't cover it. So we expand more on the second gateway Manado. We also prepare for the future support. The current one we also have on Okabo, like IGG CUS. We also participate in new cable like a Bifrost and more coming cable in the future. The third one is if we just wait the attack coming from global, means the attack itself, especially for the large volume attack, it will occupy a lot of our backbone. So that's why we need also to mitigate the attack coming from the global. Means that what we do is we deploy more scrubbing center. Second is the idea is to block or to mitigate the attack from the origin country. As you remember, my last previous page shown that most of it coming from US, Russia, China, and everything. So we are working with a partner, with the top global security provider to protect also the enterprise customer, to protect the traffic, mitigate from origin source of the country, which is it can be faster and reliable. That's how we tackle the challenge on the carrier side. Also, how about if you are enterprise? So I believe that you're also facing a lot of problem here because you know the pandemic drive us to enforce us to have our own, including personal digital transformation. Previously, you prefer doing a physical transaction and maybe going shopping, going to the store or mall, but now change, e-commerce is increasing and online financial transaction also increase. And also for the remote working or working from home. If you see on the left side, this is the illustration how actually the enterprise architecture we need to prepare during the pandemic. What you need to pay attention at is first, because the change behavior of working from home, you need to protect for remote working. You need to make sure that all the access that you enable from internet are secure, from your employee to your enterprise resources. Most of our customers also already aware to have a policy of zero trust, and also they see a lot of new problem from phishing, Trojan, and everything. This is something that if you are enterprise, you need also to pay attention. Second is we understand from our customer that you are being forced, especially to enable more web and application to support your business, to support your internal as well as to support your customer. And during this pandemic, everyone getting more online. You maybe also should prepare more online apps. You should have a fast-paced development and soon implementation, but not many of us are aware about the security coming. So some of it they forgot to prepare how to security, just focus on the fast deployment, implementation, and everything. You need to also make sure that after you deploy and implement, you need to protect, make sure everything's secure. Faster implementation doesn't mean that you forget about the security. It depends on your strategy, whether you're doing your own security or you working with someone that can help you with a faster implementation, especially for like a WAF, port protection, as well as if you need to check the pen test. This is not easy job. Yeah, this is not easy job. We see a lot of customer when the first period of the pandemic, they call us that, hey, I need to prepare everything for the security. I need to check our system, whether it's secure enough or not, and do the pen test and everything. And also, I bring here our partner like Alpha from the digital Talis partner, and they can help on the pen test with the faster implementation. Third one is you need to also aware about to protect your core infrastructure, digital resources, network, WAN, and cloud. You need to protect about from the layer 3 to 7, including the layer 1. I believe that layer 1 that you already secure that with your access card and everything to in the secure data center, but also thinking about the layer 3 and the layer 7, because layer 3 and layer 7 is not included when you colo on the data center. Means that you need more wider solution to protect your system. So you need to consider whether you want to do it yourself or you want to having someone to help you. And it's not an easy job, but I believe with the trusted one that can give you a total solution from layer 2 to layer 7. It can help you your business. You can help your business easier. You just can focus your core business and let somebody help you to on that protection. These are the three things that if you're a customer enterprise, you need to also aware during this pandemic era. In summary, the three things. First is pandemic drive faster digital transformation. Due to the traffic increase, more exposure will attract more security threat. And we are as a carrier also having some challenge, and Telin itself is already mitigate help to cover it, and we acquire more diversity cable. We have we have a plan to prepare more routes. We also involve on the new cables like a Bifrost and everything, and also prepare for second gateway Manado, and working globally to mitigate attack before enter our network coming from the source origin country. Third one, for your enterprise, you also require to, don't forget to protect. You need a lot of homework to protect all the resources to support your remote working, fast-paced enablement of your web and application. Don't forget also to pay attention for your infrastructure and other IT resources, which is that you should need to consider from layer 1, layer 3, and layer 7 security for yourself. And as part of the Telin as a carrier and have a business portfolio at enterprise, we can help you on the to help you to secure your digital transformation. I think that's all from me. Thank you, everyone. Give it back to you, Eric.
Thank you so much, and Denia, really an interesting presentation, and thank you for the keynote session here. So let me get the people on board for the rest of the panel. So Flor and Alpha and Sami. And let's move into it, because I mean, Denia, you're from the operator side, right? And you mentioned that Alpha and DigiServe is supporting you very much, especially on the security side. Now, Alpha, if I may come to you, I mean, we're talking about tackling the internet security threat in the digital transformation. So can you let's say, next from what we just heard from Denia from the Telin side, what else do you see? What can you give us an overview? What are we talking about? What are the trends in internet security threats? What do you see out there?
Yeah, thank you, Eric. I think the current trend is data breach that's experienced by various companies in the world. And this data breach is very detrimental to customer and also harmful to the company itself. And most of the data breach is caused by hacker exploiting the security holes, of course, in company application or in infrastructure. So it's very important to be concerned about the security of the application or infrastructure owned by the company itself.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. Okay, coming to you, Sami, I mean, to the beautiful African country, do you see the same trends with regards to the internet security threats we are facing? What can you give us, let's say, a scope of view from your point?
Well, I think it's the same kind of threats. We are facing DDoS attacks. Attacks coming from using the SS7 protocol in our network. So when talking about network security, we are facing data protection and integrity protection come from SS7 vulnerabilities. We are facing phishing, smishing, phishing attacks, and we are doing our best in using the best tools to protect against those attacks. We need more awareness, more training for people to train them to know the threats they're facing, and to use safely the internet and the enterprise resources. So I think it's the same, and with the remote sites, so it's becoming more and more harmful using the internet. So we need to be more protected and more aware about the threats we are facing.
Thank you, Sami. Now, Florin, I mean, iBasis global player, you know, in the top 5, especially on the voice side, but also SMS and IPX. Can you give us, let's say, an overview of what you see in the world? What are you facing as iBasis, as an operator?
What we see, it's very much like Alpha and Deniar and Sami already said. We are saying the same threats, the same phishing attacks of hackers trying to exploit systems if you don't update them. But we also see globally a movement towards cloud, right? It's the 5G is upcoming, so we see a lot of virtualization. Few years back, if we think we had, for example, Oracle diameter routing agents, right? That were software and the hardware combined. Now we see a virtualization of the software, which can be put on any type of hardware, and we see also that there is a huge security skill shortage in the world, right? Which is just increasing year on year. So we need to address, I think Sami said very well, through education and through many other things to put in place to educate employees and people.
Okay, thank you. Now, all of you mentioned already, let's say, some challenges and tipping a bit on the opportunities. So, Deniar, if I may come to you, I mean, if we all around the world, we all see the same things happening. We see the same security threats and trends around us, and all the operators and even the specialists around us who support the operators and the networks. We see all the same, you know, signs and things happening. What, from your point of view, are the opportunities and challenges we face, and how does it affect, let's say, the end customer?
Okay, I think most of us is trying to build our own capacity. Our own security, which is it will require a lot of investment on it. And actually, the challenge is actually not on the having the technology itself. The challenge is, like Florin said, also I agree with him that first is about security is not about only the technology. Security is also about the process, which is it requires talent, it requires some specific capability, and that's the most challenging, to get the talent and the capability. So I think that what we see is like we've done in Telin, that we are working with the top global security provider to put together on the network side, especially from the operator, and to combine with the technology provider can help on the services itself. So it means that they're having mixing, combining, synergize capability, we can provide better for customer. And the last thing is that the challenge on the security itself actually is to follow the trend, because now the type of attack, the vulnerability is increasing, a lot of new things coming. So I also cannot imagine when the 5G and IoT is getting tremendously, and it will trigger a lot of new interesting things to do. That's why we never like Liverpool fans said, we never walk alone. So we need to go together to combine our capability. So we also have a use case with the customer where the customer working with security provider and the telco. They also can have a more complete perspective, because security usually it in contrast with what we call performance. Well, what we do with having more collaboration is how to make the security secure, but also good in performance, means that good in user experience and everything. That's my view, actually.
Okay, thank you. Sami, what opportunities and challenges do you face, and how does it affect your customers at Tunisia Telecom?
Yes, so for the cloud systems we are developing and deploying in our country, and with the proliferation of the cloud providers, with the deployment of 5G planned for the next year, with the increase of demand of IoT systems and different kind of verticals that could be working using these technologies. I think the opportunities are there to help other sectors to develop our countries. We are facing economic crisis, so I think digitalization and the use of new technologies will help all sectors to develop and to have more opportunities in their developments. Our Tunisian digital ecosystem is developing very fast. We are working on all parts of Africa and working in Europe as well. Some of our cybersecurity companies are extending their activities to Asia and even Australia and New Zealand. So I think with the development of our cybersecurity community and ecosystem, with the increase of the throughput and the increase of the use of optical fiber, the use of cloud systems, the use of right now we are using 4G and 4G plus LTE. With the 5G planned for next year, I think we'll have more opportunities, and we can work not only in Tunisia and North Africa, but also in all Africa and in the world to develop our capacities. The skills are there, and we are doing our best to develop more and more of them with events and with the installation of all big companies, big providers of internet security, of security and cybersecurity and internet systems. So in our countries, with technopoles and like Indianapolis, like the Silicon Valleys. We have valleys in Tunisia that working on digital systems, on the digital development. So I think the future is brighter.
Okay, Okay, thank you. Florian, also from an operator point of view, what effect will let's say the opportunities and challenges have on for your end customers?
Well, I think like 4G changed the way we are communicating today, right? The upcoming of 5G will introduce new services that we don't know today, right? So I expect new services that will enhance the way we are communicating. That's first. Second, we are talking in 5G about massive IoT deployments, right? So we have right now, we saw the beginning of the IoT era, but what we are coming to see, we will see a massive explosion of these devices, which will be all over the place, which will create for carriers and for mobile operators, for enterprises, all kind of new revenue streams and all kind of opportunities. However, this will come paired with some things we need to look together up to. If you look at where are the most important assets of an operator, like in iBase, but also for Telin or for any other type of carrier worldwide, the most important services are in small VLANs, as I call them, right? If you look at signaling, are in very limited VLANs, like 10 megabit or maybe 100 max. If you look at it, and voice the same. And these networks, because of the IoT, they open towards the internet right now. In the past, they were closed, they were protected from the internet, but now they open up. So I expect that we need to look very careful together on not only that somebody is doing a denial of service attack on purpose, but these devices, if you have millions in your network or tens of millions in your network, if they all upstart together at the same time, they will create a natural denial of service for the service. So we need to look at them very carefully, how we are handling them. That's one thing I would like to say. Then, in addition, we are talking right now about an advanced network that they look about security, but there are many networks in the world that have nobody looking after it, right? They have a skill shortage. So what we are working here to do together is not, as iBase, is not, you know, to give them a feature or something, but we try to combine, you know, solutions from different partners, right, and put a solution for them, right, so that we are looking across the board. What can we do to support customers that have no people, no knowledge, very little on security? Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So let's move ahead, and Alpha, for you a question. We mentioned it a couple of times already, digital transformation, but in actual fact, and what are the digital transformation consequences? And maybe as Daniel already mentioned in his presentation, but we can go a bit more in deep, especially if we can look at the DDoS attacks, the data leakages, you know, and especially network securities. What can you share with us on that one?
Okay, thank you, Eric. I think the most risky part is data leak or data breach. Let's say you have a web application or mobile application like Android app or iOS app to be accessed by your customer. Of course, there will be sensitive customer data stored in your database. Maybe it contains home address, cell phone number, email, and any other sensitive things. As we know, if we would provide an application or services to our customer, we have to protect the customer data. Imagine if someone with certain motivation try to break into your application and leak your customer database, it's certainly that your company reputation will be decreased because of that leak. Another impact, if your application or your services is transactional, of course it can cause direct financial losses. So it's very important for a company to secure their application or services that built for the customer. That's what I.
Okay, thank you, Alpha. Now, Daniel, coming back to you on the security side, and again, you tipped on it quickly, but what are the current main challenges out there to defend the infrastructure and the services? So looking at mitigation, pen test, these kind of things.
Yeah, actually now is you can find a lot of provider can provide you DDoS, can provide you WAF, can provide you any security. But the things is the most challenges is actually to get follow the trend of the security, like a new attack factor, like a new way of the motive and everything. That's the most challenging. One of my tips here is to make sure that we're working somebody that can follow the attack trend, and as well as have a good infrastructure and technology to support it. That's one thing. But the most important things is actually when you work with a security provider, see how the process you work with security provider. That's the also important things. How to make sure that because security is not only about okay, you deploy the WAF, you deploy the DDoS protection. That's done. No, actually the challenge is how you regularly work with your partner to make sure that, hey, are we already protected enough? What is the other next threat that we need to protect? What are the system that we need to build, and what are the challenges? That someone that can talk with you, work with you if you have a new things, if you deploy something new. I think that's the most important things we need to pay attention.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Florin. Do you see that as well in your organization? That you say like Danielle is just mentioning. Listen, it's not only having the features, having everything in place, having everything deployed, but it's also the process around it. How do I cope with it? How do I analyze it? And what do I do with it? And to the benefit of our customers. How do you look at it?
Of course, everything that Daniel said, it's very important and so true. For me, if I look in iBasis, the key thing we are looking is visibility, right? We are trying to see what's happening. So we are working with we are trying always to work with the most advanced security providers that can find in all this traffic that is we carry a lot of traffic. As you said, Eric, we are big company, we are carrying a lot of it. How we can find these 6 bits, 10 bits, which is a real attack, right? How do I, so we are working to develop very advanced visibility in the traffic. And then if you see it, if we see what's happening, right? One of the most recurring feedback I get from our customer is that they buy protection, but they cannot keep it up to date. And then it's bypassed and it's less efficient. Their investments are made less efficient because of lack of knowledge on keeping up to date. So what we are trying to do based on this visibility is to automate lots of processes, lots of to get alerts, very advanced alerts, to see exactly what's happening as soon as possible, and really to be able to identify what's happening and take care of it.
No, because I mean, it's once talking about network securities, it's always the frustration within not only the process but in the complete company, to make sure you serve your customers best. And it's always the frustration of the race against the clock, because the guys on the other side, they're always smarter, and you have to come up with new things. So Sami, on your side, how is the process within Tunisie Telecom? How are you coping with it? Because as we mentioned, the feasibility is important, the data analytics are important. all part of the process, hence to protect your end customer. So how are you coping with that? How is it working within the Tunisie Telecom?
Yeah, as you know, Tunisie Telecom is the first telecom operator in Tunisia. So the security processes and security skills are one of the most skills what we have developed, and the security is in our DNA, because we need to have to be resilient. We need to protect our data and customers' data. We need to provide trust to our customers. It's our first challenge. When the pandemic happened the first time, we faced a ransomware attack that was of a big impact, and we changed all the approach of securing our network, and our information system. So we developed more skills. We set up contracts with the best local companies in managed services, security managed services, and investigation, and internet and information system security audits. So we ran 2 or 3 security audits. We are right now running a new security audit. We trained people on different tools and applications. We are running right now a big awareness program all along the company in all the country, and we upgraded all our tools. When the ransomware happened in March 2020, our one or two of our tools weren't able to detect the abnormal behavior that was accompanying the ransomware attack, and we upgraded all the systems. We acquired the new and the best CM and vulnerability management systems. Our anti-DDoS was upgraded to bigger capacity. We are right now setting up a new security operation systems in which we'll develop the triad people, processes, and technologies. So I think we are going in the right direction. By the end of this year, we'll have our security operations center in place, beside physical security center that will supervise all our network and all our physical sites. So we are going in the right direction, and we are generalizing the security program to all our subsidiaries.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's also Sami immediately answering the question how you will tackle the internet security threats in the digital transformation, right? I mean, and you keep on investing in it, and you keep on the processes up to date to tackle it as good as you can, right?
Yes, we have invested in new tools, but at the same time we are upgrading our tools that are working on data protection, on detection, and proactive security with DDoS, with the CM, the vulnerability management systems, with messaging security systems in place. So we are dealing with all the security threats, and at the same time we are developing the organization of security management.
Okay, thank you. Before going to Alpha to give us the helicopter view of what we need to do, Florin, my question to you as well as a conclusion: how and can we tackle the internet security threats of today? Can we? Will we?
At least we should do our best. There is in this world there is no 100% security, right? You cannot get it all, but by working together and partnering with security company, with offensive security companies, we can test it, we can monitor it, we can have protection systems like firewalls and what is needed. So there are ways to address and make it tougher. So, but we need the community to work together.
Yeah, absolutely. So Danielle, how are you listening to Florin? How do you see, let's say, also within the process, working together more with, let's say, the other carriers, with the other stakeholders in the ecosystem where we're in? So how will Telin actually tackle the internet security threats we see?
Yeah,
how will you try it? Because we know it's very difficult.
Agree. Totally agree 100% with Florin that can you tackle everything? No, but we should do our best because security is like cup and thief. So when the cup get a thief, the next thief is having a new method, a new way to attack, right? So one thing that need to consider is like Semi said, that he's already doing the right track, thinking about not only technology but also thinking about the people and process, and that's the good framework as a best start for the security. And as a Telin is actually yes, of course, in this area, this era, we cannot work alone. So yeah, get somebody to help you and discuss with you, and to do collaboration to reach business goal together. That's the absolute best way I think we can do.
Okay, thank you, Alpha. Coming to you, because you have the complete helicopter view over the complete market with DigiServe, and as a cybersecurity expert, what can you tell the guys and us out here a bit more? How can we tackle it? Well, what should we do? How persistent should we be? What else is out there? Help us.
Okay, I think all companies in the world are trying to become market leaders in their field, of course, and all these companies are forced to provide online services for their customer because of pandemic, like online store, online reservation, and any of their online services. When company provides online-based service, they are indirectly opening a new attack vector, and they have to be prepared to deal with thousands or millions of hackers in the world who might attack them, or even cyber attack can come from their competitors. We don't know for sure. So in my opinion, companies should be able to provide secure online services, one of which can be done by penetration testing or pen test, to find as many vulnerabilities as possible, which can later be exploited by hacker or their competitors. And pen test or penetration testing must be done at least once a year, especially for web application, mobile application, and infrastructure. Because every day there is always a new bugs, new exploit discovered by security researchers out there that may impact our infrastructure or application. And we must always update about the latest news related to security, For example, we have to know about new vulnerability, new zero-day, and also incidents such as data leak that occur in other companies, so that we are aware about cybersecurity. And I think we have to know what technology we are using in our application and our infrastructure, including details such as version that we use. From there, we can immediately take action when a new vulnerability coming out that impact our infrastructure or application.
Okay, and looking a bit towards the future, what's around the corner? What can we expect? What do we have to look out for? It's on the attack side, but it's also on the security side, the preventing side. What would be your let's say glass ball prediction?
Yeah, I think every day we always have a new vulnerability and new exploit. So we must aware that every vulnerability can attack us. And right now, if you call your engineer and see the logs, there's always attack from other side.
Okay, because we have a question coming in here also from Tui, and that triggers me actually, which is actually going back one step, Alpha, and maybe we can go there. Looking especially at the data security and the customer privacy. So what factors are closely related to the security and the privacy of the customer data? Well, what can you, as a security expert, say about that?
Yeah, data information is very important. We have to secure customer database, and we have to test at least. That's again. What I say is we always need to test our application and our infrastructure at least once a year to make sure everything is going right. And when we develop some application, we must implement secure coding. So that we cannot get any attack from the attackers or our competitor.
Okay, thank you, Alpha. Apologies, Sami. To you, some famous last words. I mean, tackling the internet security threat and the digital transformation. What do you see is around the corner? What can we expect from your side?
We are expecting that the attackers and the other side skills are developing more and more when we deal with a new or a zero-day attack, and we find a solution to that. The other side will find new attack techniques and new tactics. So we need to go to developing the red team skills that make us ready for the other side developments, and we need to develop partnerships with why not with our competitors, because we face the same kinds of attacks and of threats, but with the international bodies dealing with security, with the GSMA, with the 3GPP, with the ETSI and I3E that provide new and up-to-date security threats and the solution to those threats.
Okay, thank you. Florin?
For me, what I think it's going to happen is that all this computing power that is coming up will be used to attack, right? So all what we learn, machine learning, artificial intelligence, in the future, quantum computing, you know, the ones that want to attack something will go with their hands first on the technology and try to use it. And what I see in top of everything, in top of technology, I see the race of advanced persistent threats, right? Because of the geopolitical tensions, what I think it will increase in the coming years, it's each country will develop security capabilities, offensive capabilities, and then they can pose a risk to the whole ecosystem. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Daniel, some famous last words on scoping the future. Please enlighten us. Well, what do you see coming? What's out there?
Okay, I see new era coming for the 5G and IoT. I think a lot of things will be happen, and I think all of us should be prepared, because we don't know what kind of attack or what kind of threat will coming on the next era of 5G and IoT.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. And so, ladies and gentlemen, looking at the clock, it seems that we're heading towards the end of this session. Unfortunately, we could talk another about, but together with Telin Insights, we will keep on, and with the other panelists, we'll keep on talking to you about the issues about and tackling the internet security threats which are out there. So I would like to thank you, Denia, for your keynote speak, and sponsor Telin. And for your participation and giving interesting presentations. So thank you for so much. I would like to thank dearly our panelists, Alpha, Florin, and of course, Sami. And I would wish you all the best. Stay safe out there, and see you soon here at the Care Community, your platform to know and get all the insights. So now I'm happy to give over the microphone back to my colleagues in Berlin. Over to you, Eva.
Thank you very much, Eric. We have reached the end of today's session. Thank you once again to Denier for sharing such an interesting presentation with us, all of our participants for sharing their knowledge and insights, and for everybody who is streaming from home and who participated also. This session will be available to view through the CC Media portal in due time. In the meantime, if you would like to get involved with a CC-Webinar.Live session, please get in touch with the Carrier Community team. You can also keep up to date with us through social media via our 4 media channels. That's all that we have to share today. Thank you very much. Goodbye and good health.